Welcome to the MSDW podcast. I'm Jason Gumpert, editor at msdynamicsworld.com. On this episode, we are diving into the seafood industry with Wisefish, the sponsor of this episode, to learn more about how seafood companies around the world take on operational and production challenges like sustainability, traceability, supply chain management, and cloud adoption. My guests, Ari and Sigrun from Wisefish, explain that while some of the challenges faced by companies in the seafood industry are unique, a lot of the requirements that they and their partners in the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central channel solve are quite relatable to other production-related businesses. We discuss the history of Wisefish in the seafood market, the importance of sustainability and traceability in the industry today, Wisefish's presence at the upcoming Directions EMEA 2023 event, and how the company is positioning itself for the future through its partner program and roadmap. Okay, I am here with Sigrun and Ari from Wisefish. Welcome to both of you. Maybe we could just start with a bit of an introduction for our listeners. Sigrun, do you want to go first?
Yeah, thank you, Jason. My name is Sigrun, and I'm working with Wisefish since half a year now. We are an Dynamics ISV located in Iceland.
Very good. Welcome. And hi, Ari.
Hi. Yes, my name is Ari, and I'm the product owner for Wisefish. I've been here for 1 year.
Great. Well, glad to have both of you here. Why don't you tell us a bit more about Wisefish and what it means to be providing solutions for the seafood market in particular?
Yeah, in short, Wisefish is a Dynamics ISV out of Iceland, and we provide a seafood ERP solution extending Business Central. We are unique in that we are 100% dedicated to the seafood industry, and we address all aspects of the industry, from fishing and processing to trading and storage and distribution. So we serve fishing fleet operators, seafood processing companies, and traders as well. And Wisefish is a solution. It's born in a country where historically fishing is very important. And in most families, there is someone that fishes, produces, or trades fish. And of course, almost everybody eats fish. And the seafood industry, it's quite traditional. And you could say it's conservative. Many are still working in Excel or even on paper. But at the same time, it's a very dynamic, fast, and complex industry. And to me, it's actually very interesting. And we know that seafood companies will benefit greatly from moving in the direction of digital solutions and automated workflows. And then globally, fish products are among the most traded food items, and seafood plays a crucial role in seafood security. And this is an opportunity that the inventors of Wisefish decided to go after more than 25 years ago. And the number of different players and the size of our target market is substantial, and there's a lot of opportunities ahead.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into this because it is a unique and really interesting part of the global economy. But I think there's also things that our listeners can probably learn, even if they're not already involved in the seafood industry and its supply chain. And that was what I wanted to ask next was when it comes to the seafood supply chain, how is it different from other supply chains, perhaps, that maybe our listeners are more familiar with, or maybe how is it similar?
Yes. So the key difference is that in the seafood industry, compared to other manufacturing value chains, is, for example, when you're manufacturing a bicycle, you are assembling components from different manufacturers into one product, which is a bicycle. But in the seafood processing, and especially in the primary processing, you are taking a raw material and disassembling it into many products. And an example of this is the Icelandic cod, which is caught around Iceland. Our customers are making products such as fillets and other pieces, skins, livers, and then the rest is used for minced fish and fish meal and oil. And through these processes, the fish is fully utilized and no raw materials is being wasted. Fillet might be sold in a French restaurant. The liver is used for food supplements, and the skin is used for medical purposes in Iceland. Minced fish is used for fish fingers, and the meal as a protein source for animal farming. And making food for human consumption places a higher requirement on traceabilities. And this results in numerous challenges for Wisefish, which we are solving for our customers. So that's the difference between us and the traditional supply chain.
I imagine, and you just touched on this, but I wanted to dive into it a bit more, the sustainability and the traceability challenges. I mean, without good technology and good data management, for example, and process, it must be a huge challenge for any business in the food industry, let alone in the seafood industry. Can you elaborate on how important that is in fishing and seafood in particular?
So traceability is an essential component of sustainability, and there are many angles on why traceability is important in the seafood industry. The first concern is food safety. So if it turns out that the food is damaged, it's necessary to trace the damaged food to its origin. For example, if you need to recall it, and many companies in this sector have certification, and they must guarantee that when they sell certified fish, it truly meets the requirements that the regulators place on those companies. There could be a requirement that the fish is caught in a sustainable fishing area and that the food is processed in a certified processing plants. And it must be possible to demonstrate all of this. And also, the consumer today, they want to know more about the origin of what they're consuming. And they even want to know the environmental footprint of their food. These conscious consumers make demands about the welfare of the animals and the conditions which they were farmed and caught in. So source and traceability are therefore the key of everything we do in Wisefish and the highest importance for our customers.
All right. And when I think about some of those challenges and some of those demands that you mentioned, I imagine that when you do have a sophisticated, capable system that can provide that kind of traceability and demonstrate sustainable practices, that you probably want the industry to demand that of everybody because you're able to deliver it and you want to be able to, I would imagine, as a business, show that you are, up to those standards. Can you talk about what some of your customers do value that they do gain from a solution like Wisefish, working with Business Central?
This is probably the first thing that all of our customers ask of our system when we are demoing it and when we start to talk to the customer. So this is really the key of everything. And like I mentioned, being able to retrace and display how you are consuming and using the raw material is probably the most important thing that we should be able to display.
And then if we talk about Wisefish and Business Central together, what is the benefit of that for the customer? Then our customers would say that with this combined solution, with this all-in-one unified platform, they get a single source of data, a practical thing. There's one login. This improves, for example, safety and makes them more efficient in their work. It streamlines their usage of a solution and gives the company management a holistic control over the entire range of operations. So you don't need to go into many different systems for this. One of our customers told us that he was at a lunch meeting and was asked on the status of their stock for a particular product. And he knew that this had changed during the previous days, as of course they are producing every day. But he could just take up the phone and open the app on the phone and could easily, see this real time, the real-time status of everything in the inventory. So this is of course very convenient to have everything in one platform and accessible on an app. And with this also company leadership, they get deeper insights and just have the information at their hand to make business decisions in real time. And then of course, as we were just describing, compliancy. It's so important in the seafood industry. And when your systems don't communicate well with each other, it's harder to pull together reports for compliance requirements. But with a unified system like ours, that enables you to pull all data from one single platform, which makes it easier to create accurate reports and meet compliance requirements on time.
I wanted to ask about the state of on-premise versus cloud adoption in the seafood industry from what you've seen and the customers that you've worked with. Can you talk a little about what the benefits of migration to the cloud are, or perhaps what some of the challenges are that your customers face when they think about Business Central in the cloud, Wisefish on a Business Central cloud-based solution as opposed to the on-prem days?
Yeah, so we are in an interesting conversation with our customers about the SaaS journey. And most of them actually know the concept and have already started using a software as a service for many of their solutions. So for most, the SaaS in itself is not the problem. It's more about adapting to a new interface and perhaps adapting processes and so forth. But there are still few customers that are concerned, and in some cases, rightly so. Not all places have high-speed internet connections, and for some, the connection isn't stable enough. And being without the internet connection for a production company can mean big losses. But their concerns is rarely about the reliability of the solution. It's more about the external factors. And the example of this is in one of my first customer visit after joining Wisefish. I was meeting a customer in eastern part of Iceland. And while we were demoing the solution and discussing the SaaS journey, the customer pointed out to a group of men who were working outside of the office. And they told us that they had been waiting for those guys because they were laying the fiber for the high-speed internet connection.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Wisefish Partner Program? Can you elaborate on how you do work with partners? I know that's kind of front of mind right now with partner events happening and, as we get into the later part of the year here.
Yeah, through the years and with our customers, we have gotten to know a number of different Navision and then Business Central partners around the world. But until last year, I could say, this was more of an ad hoc approach. So we weren't strategically onboarding partners, but this is now a key element in our strategy to work with partners on reselling and servicing our solutions for our customers. So we are looking for Business Central partners globally to work with. And the perfect partner, in our view, is someone who shares our mindset to help customers succeed in their seafood operations. And we are, of course, lucky to have a solution in the Dynamics ecosystem, so to speak, because we believe that Microsoft, they understand the importance of ISVs in a Dynamics ecosystem, because it's not about fitting different industries into the Business Central solution, but it's about enabling an ecosystem of ISVs like Wisefish and resellers like our partners to enable them to cater to different industries. And this is what we want to do. And our proposition to partners is that working with Wisefish gives them a unique opportunity to expand their business into an industry that is very large and it's thriving and it is in need of digital solutions. And our promise to our partners is that we will always try our best to inspire them, and we will deliver outstanding solutions and services with them. And we want our partners to see the benefits of partnering with us. And above all, we want to form long-term connections and friendships and have fun along the way.
All right. Yeah, I'm curious, for new partners that you do begin working with, in your experience, have they worked in the seafood industry already, or are many of them coming to you with an opportunity and perhaps, similar experience in other food processing, food manufacturing, or is there a real pattern there, or is it a mix?
It's a mix, you could say, but I would say maybe the majority has met an opportunity. They have been approached by someone in the industry in need of a solution, someone who is looking into maybe a new ERP solution and is seeing if there is something that is suitable and fits their operations. So then we are approached by these partners. And as I said, we are unique in the way that we are 100% dedicated to the seafood industry. So that's a real strength. And we hope that this is what the partners and customers are seeing.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what the future holds for Wisefish? What are you looking at in your roadmap, in your planning?
Maybe the most exciting thing that we are working on now is related to green accounting. So we are checking to see how we can help the users calculate, record, and manage their environmental impact through the entire supply chain. And this, in the end, helps to inform the buyers and the consumers about the product's environmental footprint. And we truly believe that in the future, such functionality should be a requirement for selling a system like ours. We are also looking into solutions regarding forecasting and AI. Our users are in many cases trying to predict what will happen to the future. They do this based on their experience, and they're quite good at this, at least some of them. For example, as soon as the quota in Iceland is allocated, they start making plans for fishing, processing, and sales. And in some cases, they have sold their entire catch before they start fishing. And if we can help them solve this task with AI or forecasting, that's something we definitely want to do. And finally, we see opportunities in aquaculture. It's a growing segment in the seafood industry, and we want to make a name for ourselves in that space. We are working on a unique solution for the aquaculture, and we already have customers in that segment, but we are trying to work hard to improve the solutions for them, and we want to be the go-to system when you're processing and selling aquaculture fish.
And of course, if we look at our market plans, then we are growing significantly. I think we are tripling the number of Wisefish employees now just this year between January and December.
Wow.
And we will continue strengthening our foothold in our home markets, you could say, which are like the Nordics, Western Europe, and North America, and hopefully increasingly grow our family of partners globally. And the world is, of course, large, and the seafood market it's huge, and we see our partners play a vital role in supporting our customers. Cannot scale without them. So we are recruiting partners, and we are hoping to meet them at Directions EMEA in Lyon in November. Very much looking forward to that.
Excellent. Well, and I look forward to seeing you there as well. I plan to be there. Well, I want to thank you both for taking the time to chat with me today. Such an interesting industry and approach that you have taken in the space, the national, the international, the technology challenges, and all the rest of it. Really great to learn a little more. I really appreciate both of you taking the time to join me today.
Thank you.
See you in Lyon.
Yeah, see you there. This has been another episode of the MSDW podcast. My thanks once again to Ari and Sigrun for joining. And this message from Wisefish. For the first time ever, Wisefish will be a silver sponsor at Directions EMEA from November 1st to 3rd, 2023. Please visit their booth, S8, and discover how their solutions can help build a sustainable future in seafood and help business central partners gain business in the fishing industry. They will also have a speaking session entitled Follow That Fish, Traceability Through the Wisefish Value Chain on November 1st at 1616 in the Amphitheatre. You can contact them at partner@wisefish.com for more information. And that's it for this episode. If you want to get in touch with me, you can send me an email, jgumpert@msdynamicsworld.com. For all of our updates, please do follow us on social media. Until next time, this is MS Dynamics World, signing off.